Training talks from Billingham Stars TV. First time in a while we sat down with the coach on a Thursday night. Stephen Foster, thanks for joining us here tonight ahead of training. A few days to kind of look back on last weekend. A mad game in Sheffield on Saturday and a frustrating game here on Sunday.
Yeah, I think the game at Sheffield, we obviously offensively we're really good. Defensively we weren't where we want to be, but it was that kind of a game. It was a wide open game, and that's good for the spectator, plenty of goals. But for us from the coaching side, we want to try and tighten up on our defence from the Saturday. And
we did that on Sunday to a degree. I mean, Sunday started perfectly, goal in the first minute. You thought, here we go, and then that was it, one goal. And as long as you're living on one goal, you're always susceptible to a counter, and that's exactly what Hull did.
Absolutely. I mean, like you say, we wanted to work defensively, and obviously, yes, there was 2 goals in the end, but we kept it tight all the way through. We played how we want to start playing, playoff kind of hockey defensively. We made sure the shots would come from the outside. Tom made a couple of nice saves during the game, and he was back to his best for us, which was obviously pleasing for us. But defensively, we tried to do the right things. We were battling, we were putting pressure on in the right areas, and there was a lot of positives that came from it.
And the way it was, one goal was scored. It wasn't for the one to try, and there was plenty of offences, plenty of chances. Their goalie played very well, but you made him work, and whatever it was, he didn't get the bounces, whether it didn't the shots, whatever it was, one goal was all to manage on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's obviously, is that worrying for us? No, because it's generally not the case, because obviously we could have easily scored 7, 8, 9 goals in the same kind of amount of shots that we were getting in the game. So we're creating opportunities. I think in other games we've been more deadly than that. We're probably just a little bit straight on with the keeper. Some of the times we made it quite easy for him. He did make some nice saves. Obviously, you go into when you're only going to let one goal in against us. But I also don't think we made him work hard enough, make him move him sideways. We were shooting from the outside a little bit, and some of the times a little bit wasteful of chances. We're going to have to, in the run-in now, get some dirty goals, as in like grind them out. Those rebounds. There's always rebounds off every goalie in this league. We need to take his eyes away so he can't see it. We need to be there for rebounds. If we just go back to that, we'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. For all it was Sunday night when the hooter went, the place was pretty quiet. Obviously there was a lot of frustration and upset, whatever you want to call it. For all of that, when you look at the table Monday morning, you're still 4 points clear. You're still the highest scoring team. You're still the team with the best defensive record. It's still in your hands. You just need a point. You're kind of where you want to be. 4 games to go. If you told me in September, 4 games to go, you need a point to win the league, you'd snap your hand off, surely.
Absolutely. And I think it's just that there's been a bit of pressure on the lads recently, and I think part of that, we just need to get over the line and get that point. We don't have an easy run of games, but we just need to push on now. We just need to go back to how we've been playing for most of the year. We haven't got into the position that we're at because we're a bad team. We've just had a couple of weeks where we just haven't been firing on all cylinders. We've, for a number of reasons, whether that's injuries and all that kind of stuff, we've been hit with that massively this year. The next man up mentality, has worked for us for most of the year. We just had a little bit of a tougher time, but we've got players coming back, which is good. Shuggy's back now and able to play on the higher up line. He played a bit part in last weekend. We wanted to make sure we eased him back into it. And yeah, look at the circumstances last weekend. We could have got over the line on Sunday. If it wasn't for a penalty was it a penalty? Probably was a penalty. Is it a penalty with 2 minutes to go when there's been worse stuff during the game? Probably not. And I think that's the kind of the little bit disappointing thing from us, is that it needs to be something major at the end. And speaking to Andy Dane at the end of the game, he's like, it shouldn't have been decided like that. It deserved to go all the way, and then obviously see what happened on 3-3 and go from there. Because I think both teams were up for the game. And it was good for us. It's a good test for us. We played Sheffield, which we went down to their level a little bit. We now need to take it up, ramp it up a level for Hull, which we've got again this weekend. Then obviously we've got second place Solihull, and then obviously Whitley Bay playing well now, and you know, so we've got some tough games, but that's a good run to get us ready for playoffs too.
Is it good that you've got Hull back to back? So you've obviously had them here on Sunday. You mentioned about making the goalie work. Chances are it'll be the same goalie again on Saturday down at their rink. So you can kind of put it straight into practice, what you were thinking for Sunday, put it back into practice against the same opponent. Absolutely.
I think we play how we did defensively this weekend just gone on Sunday. We take that into Hull. We're well capable of getting a lot of goals. The boys are starting to pass the puck around better in training last night, and obviously we hope that continues tonight, getting that gelling going and no straight on shots and make it very difficult for the keeper just to make himself big, and we'll be fine. It'll be tough, you know, it will be tough down in Hull because they play very well at home, but to win things you've got to beat teams in their own barn, you've got to play good teams, and that's where that'll back up, you know, trying to get a title that we would deserve it.
And just looking at Saturday, it's a Billingham kind of takeover down there because the Bucks are down there before us playing against the Sharks. So there's going to be a lot of Billingham fans. We've talked about the fans throughout the season. It's kind of just the last 2 or 3 weeks. Everybody, the fans, the players, the staff, everybody just pull together for these last 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll get there. Absolutely.
I mean, you look at us. We've got the best fans in the league. You know, home and away, they're supporting us, they're there for us, and yeah, we need them. You know, the rest of the games that we've got now, there's not an easy game that we've got now. We're going to need that support. We need them to rally us, and we'll put a good performance on, which will help them in turn, you know, give us that support.